What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcastle for the first episode in our coverage of Big Action Mega Fight. I don't talk about this very much on the channel, but I'm actually a giant fan of side-scrolling beat-em-ups. They're one of my favorite video game genres, and I've always felt like it's a shame that they don't get made more often. And so when a highly tuned one comes across like my radar and I see it, I'm just like, ooh, it looks pretty, it plays pretty, I want to play this right now. Apparently this is the PC conversion of a game that used to be on mobile. I'm not really totally sure about that, but my entire life I've been a big fan of Double Dragon, Battletoads, you know, Final Fight. Essentially, Streets of Rage, any side that Scott Pilgrim game, that was really, really awesome too. Essentially, any side-scrolling beat-em-up game you could think of, I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I don't play them much on the channel, and so this is a bit of a whim series for me. But I told you in last week's weekend review, we're going to be covering a lot of games over the next coming weeks because there's a lot of little indie titles coming out that look really interesting. We may not get full playthroughs done, but we will absolutely hit them and do like 5 or 6 episodes. This one we're going to hit extra hard because I'm a little bit worried it's going to hit me back. So, without further ado, let's play some Big Action Mega Fight, shall we? Megatropolis was once a happy, peaceful place. It was full of peace. But now a vicious street gang known as the Clunks has taken over. Corrupted to the core, the police and government are powerless to stop them, and Megatropolis has become the most violent, crime-infested city in the nation. The Clunks sounds like the kind of thing that would be like a family that Eddie Murphy would be in. Or like Tim Allen when he goes on Christmas to visit the Clunks or something. Get out of here. Hey, you gym rats. Come out and pay us our protection money. This is our town now, so we extort very obviously in the street. You don't scare Hawk T. Griffin. Griffin? More like Hawk T. Chicken. Ha! That's it. It's pummeling period and class is in session. Taste it. He did his own voiceover. He cut me off. 1 hour later.
That's all.
Alright, so we got eggs, chicken breast, wings, and some kale. It looks like we're all good for... Hey, what's that paper with the markings on it?
Oh my god.
Hawk's been kidnapped by the Clunks!
Let's go.
Oh man, we better call Coach. He'll know what to do. You gotta get into it when you're doing this sort of thing. If you don't get into it, how are you gonna draw the audience into it, you know? Listen up, we gotta find out where those pesky Clunks are keeping Hawks. Some of them have been spotted extorting clubs in the red light district. Go punch some answers out of their noggins. Forget the rule of law, forget order. Let's go punch people vigilante style. Oh man, not the clubs. Time to kick some teeth in. Alright, so I'm not playing this game with the keyboard. I refuse. A game like this, a fine game like this, needs to be played with a controller. That's just how side-scrolling beat-em-ups are played. Let's have a feel here. Ooh. I am using an Xbox controller, so if you're watching this and you have an Xbox controller, you can play the game with an Xbox controller just like I'm playing the game. Wow, that is silky smooth. That looks and feels really, really good. Nice. Well, we picked up 8 cents, so... I don't know. Hopefully it's 1905 and that'll actually buy something. Candy for your eye. It's actually... Oh, I'm gonna punch this dude. And press the punch button to jab to the left. Hit me, babe. Hit me, baby, one more time. Ooh, I got his nickels. His nickels have been nabbed. I am the nickel nabber. That's right. I'm doing a throwback now. What's up here? Can I get in this dumpster? Oh, I can roll. Keep rolling, rolling. Oh, it's not an attack. Oh, I was gonna roll him, but I guess not. Ooh! I'm just pressing other buttons right now to see what they do. So apparently our B button makes us grasp people. Either that or that's a very, very aggressive sack tap. Our Y button makes us uppercut people. We have a really, really awesome bandana, but we should stop drinking so much. You get a red nose like that, you know you're drinking way too much. What does that say right there? Does it say hot? It looks kind of like an R. Oh, it says hot, but with an exclamation point, just to drive in the point that she is indeed hot, 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 hot. Alright, so good job shaking up those thugs, but we've still got a lot of baddies to take care of. Head to the map, okay? Alright, that seems fairly standard. To the next map for more punching and violence. I am ready, thank you for asking, announcer. I am ready to go. Whole thing feels very, very nice, though. I'm going to treat this as like an extended impressions series, basically. I'm just going to play the game for a couple episodes, because I got nothing better to do today, and I'm just trying to shake up the lineup a little bit here on the channel, and I love beat-em-ups, so, yeah, get punched. My fists are as big as your head. This guy does have sort of like a gorilla-esque physique that denotes that he probably spends a lot of time on the pull-up bar, and not a lot of time on any other machine. Although he's doing it right. Oh, it wants me to uppercut these barrels. Because nobody likes barrels. At least that's what PewDiePie taught me. Let's move to the right. Cinema Love. Do they still have porno theaters? I thought that was like specifically a thing back in like the 60s. Oh, look at that. You got to knock her out. Okay. So you got to stun her. This would be the time where I would make a really, really inappropriate joke, but I'm going to leave it alone for right now. Apparently some of them you got to stun them first because they got their guard up. But I thought porno theaters were only a thing like in the 1960s and 70s and 80s before you had the internet. It seems like that'd be a rough industry to be in right about now. So can I roll out of this right here? Oh shit. I have no idea what I did right there, but I chucked him over my head, so... You know, the overhead on this fight, I suppose, is a lot higher than we initially suspected. What's up with these guys all dressing up like the Joker? Heath Ledger wannabes with their green hair. Trying to act tough. Trying to scare a man in a bandana with a handlebar mustache. Fun fact, this is what Morgan Spurlock does on weekends. That's actually who the main character is. It's Morgan Spurlock. He gets done lampooning McDonald's and then goes out to the streets to fight some crime. In streets like these, it's pretty dangerous to go alone. You should upgrade your stats. I'll pay for your upgrade this time, and you're welcome. Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate your continuing concern that I'm not punching people hard enough. Can I buy another one? Oh, I can. Determines how good you are at not getting knocked out. That seems pretty important. I do enjoy not getting knocked out. Not being knocked out is really, really fantastic. So it looks like we have buffs that we get. These must be like perks or something that you unlock by... Oh, we get bombs? I want bombs. Special attacks. The Fist-nado. Transform into a violent tornado of kittens. No, just kidding. It's definitely fists. Even a violent tornado of kittens would be... I mean, I have scars all over my legs and hands from my kitten. He is the worst. He is the most violent cat I've ever owned. Like last night, I'll give you an example. He bites me when I don't pet him. He bites me when I do pet him. Like, he got mad because I didn't want to pet him because he was going to bite me. And he was sitting on my lap, and he was purring, and he kept looking at me and meowing. And so then he just chomped my hand and drew blood hella hard. But then if I pet him, he still bites me too when he's done getting petted. It's a horrible relationship. I feel like I'm in a battering relationship. It's just the worst. Why are people storing their change? I guess pennies are useless nowadays. So that would explain why people are throwing their pennies in the trash. Even nickels. It's hard to tell if a nickel's useful, but they are divisible by 5, which means I give them a little bit of... Can I break these? Oh, I can. Man, people storing their change. Oh, the nickels don't give you 5 cents in this game? Oh, man. We're throwing convention on its head right now. I'm a little confused. Oh, look, the Back to the Future car. Apparently, we're in the 1950s. So that means that our sensor actually works something. I was always amazed by those stories my dad tells you. Like, yeah, you used to be able to go to the supermarket and get, like, a candy bar for, like, 3 cents. 3 cents was worth a lot more back then. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Your mom would just like, well, my mom did this too. My mom used to lock us out of the house in the summer because she said we played video games too much. And so my cousin would come over, and then my aunt would come over every single day, and then my aunt and my mom would just lock us outside, and then we just like roam the neighborhood for 5 or 6 hours. We'd come back to the yard around lunchtime, and there'd always be like a sandwich or something in the backyard, like on the little patio table. But, oh, I'm gonna punch this girl. Yeah, how many times do you get to hear that in a series on a line? I am gonna punch this girl. What? Girl puncher, 5,000. That should be an ability in-game. It would be praised for its forward thinking and appreciation of equality. Man, we are working a lot of people right now. Do not mess with this guy. He is just going... Oh, I forgot to break that little thing on the ground. No! Treasure, you're not mine. How am I supposed to get my pleasure treasures if we only have 61 cents? So we gotta wait till we do a little better here. I like the music. The music definitely reminds me of a mix of like Street Fighter and Streets of Rage, because Streets of Rage had kind of that weird 1980s techno thing going on. And then Street Fighter always had like the doo-doo-doo-doo, like the Capcom Mega Man, which makes sense because it was Capcom. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. I want those pennies. Can I break this car? Yeah, forget this vehicle. That's what you get for parking in a bad neighborhood. It's the 1970s and gangs rode the streets of every large city. You're doomed. It's the Warriors out here. That's why we're in red right now. That's what they're not telling you. He's a norteño running up and down the street just working fools. Break a couple of these little barricades. I just felt like barricades should have little pictures of bears on them just to make it a little bit more punny. That guy just would not go down. Yeah. What does the grab do? I want to grab this guy. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, that's how I threw him. Okay, so apparently that button throws whoever is in front of you behind you. I wonder if it deals... I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah, that's what you get. I'm going to throw you till you poop pennies. You ever had such a bad day? Got your ass whipped so hard that you pooped pennies? If simply moving away from enemies, you can press the dodge button, which is that one right there, right? Yeah, I'm going to critical you in your back skin. Uh-huh. How do you feel now? I was trying to break that car right there because vehicles aren't allowed in bad neighborhoods. We are in a pretty bad neighborhood. All there are is porno theaters and bars. Oh, that's a rough neighborhood right there. You added a couple liquor stores and a gun store, and we might have something to work with. Oh, we have exactly $100. What can I do with my 100 buckaloonies? We can do more damage or we can do more health. Well, let's YOLO this thing and let's punch harder. Yeah, upgrade complete. Is it just that, or do I get special attacks for upgrading things? These are just for beating. I want to get to stage 8. We're getting to stage 8 today. If I don't get to stage 8 today, I'm going to cry because I want Fist Tornado. Do you get to play as any other characters? Well, apparently we're walking by even more. Is that a porno-themed cafe? Buy some tea and then get some A to go with it, I guess? Like, what? I wanted to break those tables over there. I want to snap these tables. There we go. Snap those tables like I know they does. Can I throw her? Oh, I knocked her out with one punch. Okay. Kim had a rough day. She was definitely more self-confident than she could have. She thought she could handle whatever. What's our character? His name is Brick. Would you fight a guy named Brick? I'm not sure that I would fight a guy named Brick. That might be a rough choice. Seems like the sort of thing you might regret several minutes later. Ugh. I'm going to throw this guy, but I'm going to wait till this guy gets close. Yeah, it does work. I was going to say, I didn't know if it knocked people down or not. But it worked in a lot of other fighting games, so I figured I would give it a go. Just kind of like see what happens here. We have caused some serious protuberances on some of these enemies. Keep coming at me. Since this used to be a phone game, I'm wondering how they used to monetize it. Like if it was something that you used to just like buy, or if like, I'm going to throw you. There you go. That's what you get for coming to battle and weighing 104 pounds. It will happen eventually. Being small in a fight is not a good plan. It is not a good plan. People are going to ragdoll your ass around. You got to stay away from those clenches when you're little. Stay away from those clenches. Keep peppering. Keep peppering. Left and the right and the left and the right. Congratulations, you have unlocked a new buff. Boost your damage temporarily. There's no such thing as too much of a good thing except gravity. Okay. Also, you know, calories. Ice cream, you can have far too much. It fills a portion of your health bar just like eating hot dogs minus the cow knuckles. I don't think I've ever found a cow knuckle in my hot dog. I found a toenail clipping one time in my burrito, though. It was gnarly. Bad news, everybody. The clunks are threatening to bomb the strong-arm gym with chickens. Wait, what? Alright, bombs and then chickens. So are the chickens bombs? Chickens? We eat chickens for breakfast. I don't think I've ever had chicken for breakfast either. Usually it's mostly pig-related. The fishing fisheries for fishing the fishy fish. My guess is that they do something with fish there. Ooh! I burst a bubble and now I'm better at murder. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked that there's no law enforcement in this area and we just like get away with this. Normally when these sorts of things happen, mostly when these things happen in my town, you can expect like 500 killer whales to pull up and just start dragging people off. You can also press the throw button to light opponents. Ow! Ah! Okay, so apparently I've got to hijack chickens and throw them over my shoulders. We've got some kind of genetic experimentation going on, wherein chickens have been converted into 1600s explosives. Yeah! Yeah! Wow, that worked really well. That worked, like, insanely well. I wonder how much more complicated this is going to get, because they keep adding new mechanics. I'm actually excited to see where this goes. Look, there's cigarette butts laying on the ground. Haven't seen that since the 80s. The world is cleaner now than it used to be, kids. I don't know if you realize that, but back in the olden days, the world was kind of shitty and awful. You definitely did not want to lick the sidewalk. You're not very tall for somebody who eats so much chicken. Go upgrade your shiny new buffs just to be safe. Oh, you can upgrade the buffs too? We're never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. I'm paying for you. Cool. Apparently I'm better at damaging now. I'm better at damage. What character you're playing? Damage. Let's see here. We've got some damage. We can go with some extra health. Forget health. I'm saving up my moolahs. I'm gonna save up that company script and see what we can get away with here. To the docks. This game is like really, really smooth. Like I can't even describe to you how smoothly this game plays. Like it feels really, really good. Like this would fit in perfectly fine like in a coin-op arcade. I played the Ninja Turtles arcade game 2 days ago. I went to the Scandia. There's a Scandia in Fairfield. I went there. And It was awesome. We beat the arcade game for Jurassic Park. We played the old TMNT game for hella long. It was I've been spending time at the arcade recently, and so it's been recent for me. It's been recent, and this game feels nice. It'd fit right in. It'd fit right on in. It's not hard enough though. That's the only thing so far, is that those games back then were vicious. They were meant to eat quarters. Like, when you had them for the console, you would figure out that they were way easier, and that's because, like, the arcade version, you'd be playing it on, like, the, what is that? I want to Habib. I want to Habib? What does that mean? Is there some new verb called the Habib? Is there a new dance? Is it sweeping the nation? Are kids doing it and I just don't know about it? Get on the floor, drop to your knees, shake that ass, do the Habib. I'm gonna throw that chicken over there. I don't really need the health, so I'm not gonna worry about bursting its bubble. I don't mean to burst your bubble, but make me better at punching, please. Apparently I'm flammable now, too. I've learned all of my fighting lessons from NBA Jam, which surprisingly had very few peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I always kind of hoped they would make like a... God, what was the name of that game? So there was NBA Hang Time, there was NBA Jam, and then there was the NFL game. It was on the N64 where you could do like late hits and stuff. I always hope they would do a basketball game like that where you just like punch the shit out of people while playing basketball. It always seemed like the sort of thing that people would be into. I don't know. I'm always surprised nobody's revived Mutant League too. I'm going to keep punching things better because that sounds awesome. It's a simple system that I've enacted, but it's a system that I think will work long term. To stage 8. I am ready. Thank you, announcer. Got like a little Illuminati symbol on the go. Oh, I'm punching now. We're cooking with fire. We're cooking with fire. Well, that begs the question, what else can you really cook with? I suppose you can cook with a grill if you're in the future, but even so, I think a heated grill is kind of like fire, so I count them as sort of like the same thing. I don't know. Maybe that's an incorrect assumption, but you are so smashed. I'm about to get so smashed tonight. It's about to be amazing. I got a couple of tall boys with that Slurricane ready to go. It's about to be on. It's about to be like on like Tron Bon at the Autobahn. Eating bonbons with a swan. I don't think I wanted to punch that chicken. But you know what? God, this cash, it makes me so happy. The little clinky noise that money in video games makes when you acquire it for yourself, when you add it to your bank account, it makes me, finish him. We got a ponytail too, man. We're like the 1990s coolest guy you could ever be. Yeah, our beatdown was bodacious. It was so awesome that we had to come up with more syllables. Oh, we've got the Fistnado. What does Fistnado do? Transform into a violent. Let's do it. How do I do the Fistnado? Special attacks are the epitome of training. Just fill your brawl. Oh, so we got the brawlometer. Okay. With the tears of your enemies and then unleash the fury. Fun factoid, it's kind of like Harry Potter. You got to pick them up and shake them upside down over the vial. It's the exact same extraction method as you use to get people's memories for that little scrying pool that they have. Completely different, though. This time I just dumped their tears straight into my eye socket like eye drops. Like Ben Stein's itchy eyes. And then we got word that the Clunks have been operating out of the warehouse. It might be where they're keeping Hawk hostage. So he's a hostage. Better take the subway to get there, but watch out for more Clunks. A warehouse is where people store stuff. Right. That's like the dialogue. Good lord. Transform into a violent tornado. I don't know how to do this, but I'll figure it out. Oh, R1. Okay. Oh, that was the best. Imagine if you could just do that in real life. Anytime anybody gave you any shit, you'd be like, cut the jibba jabba. And then you could just like Fistnado them into oblivion. What a wonderful world to exist in, where the threat of being punched is ever looming. I want to punish you for all that hair dye you wasted. You gotta keep it pure like here. Our character, he rocks it. He doesn't like to dilute his super awesome genealogy of brunettedness with dye. I do prefer brunettes. It's always been a thing. I don't know. I don't know how stuff like that happens, but it happens. And then you just do the best you can to adhere to the rules. You don't make the game, you don't make the rules, you just do your best to live by it. Yeah, I got 5 points out of your punk ass. Let's do this thing. I'm about to Fistnado somebody. Don't punch me. I want to Fistnado that guy because he thinks he's hard. He thinks he's hard, Ricky. Yeah, Fistnado! That was way more effective than I expected it to be. That was really, really awesome, and I appreciate the opportunity to use it and to add that to my docket of life experiences. I'm hoping the levels get a little bit longer. The levels are kind of like it's got a mobile game feeling to it in that the levels are very, very short, like they're meant to be played during like a toilet stay, basically. Don't lie, your special attacks will deal terrible, terrible damage with a few upgrades. I think he means terrible in the good way. Alright, so I'll pay for you one more time. I've spoiled you enough. I guess our Fistnado just continues to get better and better and better. I guess our Fistnado is even... Ooh, we get Fist of the Heavens? If there is a Cloud King, one thing is certain. He is not merciful. That's so dark. I started playing with the mouse and keyboard all of a sudden. I feel like a ultimate betrayer of side-scrolling beat-em-ups here. So what can we afford? We can afford to get a health upgrade. I don't really care about that right there. As far as attributes go, yeah, let's get a little bit more health just to see. I wonder if our bar gets longer or if we just get more resilient. We got time for one more level. The levels are real short, so I don't think we'll have any problem laying it down here. I was hoping we get to change characters at some point. Oh, you get to pick? Okay. Apparently we get to pick what ability we want at the beginning, so that's cool. I'd kind of like it if it was more of like a Street Fighter system where you did like a certain button input and then you use that ability as long as you had enough meter. But you know what? Sometimes dangerously sexy. That's actually what they put on my forehead. They've got a stamp over at the mall. Every time I go to buy underwear, they stamp that on my forehead. It gets... Ow! Just caught 5 across the side of my head. And this little twerp over here. Ooh, and he was loaded too. He's a rich boy. He's slumming it today. Alright. Grab these trash pennies over here. Throw that one and maybe get him. I was hoping that was exactly how it would work. I'm going to go ahead and throw that one. Throw you. I wonder if you throw the chicken, will it burst these little bubbles? Oh, wow. One punch knocked our health down by like a third. Maybe I should... Oh, no, please don't. Maybe I should rethink my decision to not buff my... Yeah. Maybe I should rethink my decision not to buff my health. We might want to go back in and see if we can make that a little bit... Why is that one a golden chicken? Is there a difference between the golden chickens and like the normal ones? Oh, that was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. But you know what? Sometimes accidents happen. We don't cry about them. Bob Ross said they're okay, Mom, so we can make mistakes whenever we want. Acquire the power of chicken. Power of chicken energy. This really helped me get my combo up to times 10. Some guy. There's nothing like accurately targeted advertising. Huzzah! Well, that's going to be it for us today. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me. We've been playing some big action mega fight. I think that I like the game. I hope that you like the game as well. I'm going to record a couple of episodes. I told you last weekend we're going to be shotgunning a lot of like little filler series this week just because there's not a lot of stuff coming out, but then after that we've got a whole bunch of big stuff coming out. And so like I don't want to do anything super serious right now that's going to last like 100 episodes. Because we've got big things on the horizon. So I'm trying to do little games right now. Just little fun one-off series that you can kind of digest for a couple of episodes and then move forward. I will see you in the next episode. I'll probably do like 3 or 4 of this one. All right. See you later. Bye, everybody.